My apologies that it took me a little long to find the stream on my phone, but nevertheless, we are here. And if you are familiar with my voice, or if you've heard this voice before and you have raced in front row racing F1 or FRR and have heard me commentate on you before, I am back. This is Silent Pistol. This is my first commentary stint back here for FRR. Sorry, still make the same mistake of calling it FFR, but no, for FRR. This is my first commentary stint for them in now 6 months. So this is quite a special moment for me because you know FRR they practically like made my career. So I'll be forever grateful for this league. So I just want to say a huge thanks to Stocky and Brad, or just the admins really, that are just allowing me to commentate today, or have allowed me to commentate throughout my career. And now I'm back. Still knowing some of the drivers, but some others I do not. For example, TV8 Flow, which I have been told has been a champion last season. This is the first round of Season 4 for FRR, and TV8 Flow won Season 3. He was champion last season, and the season before that it was Stocky, and the season before that one it was also Stocky again. So it looks like TV8 Flow was the first man to actually break away from that Stocky streak that we had going on here in FR, and was able to clinch up the title. And we'll see if he can get a nice couple of points on the board. He is a reserve, so he might not be as eye-catching as he was last season, unfortunately. But nevertheless, we get going here, folks. Here in Australia, Melbourne, Down Under. I cannot wait for this. I cannot wait for it. Season 1. So, not season, round 1. It feels like a season 1 to me. It feels like a season 1 to me. But no, nevertheless, we get going there in Melbourne. Of course, some drivers that I do know, Night Owl, Stocky, Scruffy Dub, Ranger, got a lot of stick for that actually by saying Ranger or Ragnar. I actually can't remember what he said that I should say it as. So yeah, apologies Ranger, but I'm gonna call you Ranger. And we're gonna hope that that's the way you prefer to say it. I can't remember, mate. Nevertheless, enough nostalgia, blah blah blah. Yeah, we get it. I'm a suck up. Nevertheless, okay, let me turn on game mode. I didn't have that on. Do apologise for that. Well, this is it then, folks. Who's going to be the first man to step out on the treacherous track, tricky surface here in FRR? Get telemetry up. The first round of Season 4. The first round for me to commentate in 6 months. Felt like 6 years, I'm going to be honest. It has felt like 6 years. So we go then, Vlad. Vlad is the first man to get us going here in Melbourne, Down Under. He's the first man to get out on track and get his, of course, tyres warmed up. I'm just going to turn down my volume just a minute, folks. Okay, there we go. So there we go then. Vlad in the Alpes. Going to come around this left-hander, of course. F123 Codemasters now fixing that tyre glitch. Where if you had a better car, you would have better tyre grip. You had much more long-lasting tyres than you would have if it was 2 weeks ago, for example. Or if it was for a worse car. Nevertheless, here's Vlad on the outlap, of course. The most trickiest sector of all here in Melbourne. It is that sector 3 where we have the chicane, turn 9 and turn 10. Going into turn 13 and 14, the penultimate and last turn of the circuit is also quite a tricky one to master. This right-hander is turn 11. If you do catch a little bit of the curb on that inside, you do tend to spin or lose some of your time at least. And Vlad's going to hope that he doesn't lose said time. DRS going to be wide open now. And Vlad is going to get us off here in Melbourne, down under, Australia, whatever you want to call it. Vlad coming into the first turn now. He's going to dodge all of the curb on the inside, get a good exit out of that first turn as seemingly possible. And going into this right-hander, you want to stick close to this inside curb. Make sure not to touch it though. Unfortunately for Vlad, he's touched a little bit of it. And riding that curb on the inside does help you quite a bit to get a good little exit, good position for the next turn, which is that right-hander, which you can take flat out in qualifying, but we all know that for a race distance, it is a different story. Now going into the worst part of the circuit, in my opinion, in terms of overtakes, battles, but in terms of just qualifying, it is pretty nice. The chicane in Melbourne, so tricky to master. Vlad into the left-hander, now into the right, dodges all the curb, except for the curb on the outside, onto the exit. Going down into turn 11 now of the Melbourne circuit. Going into this right-hander, make sure not to take the curb on that inside. Just took a tiny bit, shouldn't hack off as much time as I was not hoping, but I was expecting it to. But going into this left-hander, turn, I think 13, yes, 13, now 14, the last on the circuit. Spikes that throttle up. Vlad comes across the line. He will take that provisional pole, 117.624. And, well, who's going to meet him? Up into those top spots, we've got a Mercedes coming across the line. That is going to be Stocky starting us off. And it looks like O2W Hound has gotten a better lap than Vlad. It's a 117.443. Top Gun gets a 117.871, so 117 so far for everyone on the board. Svenesa going into this round, and now you can just see Alfa Romeo is now coming across the line. That's going to be Ranger across the line. He got himself a P4, and now his teammate General Jake going to start off a lap time very shortly. TG Wheat, I'm just going to call him Wheat, come across the line to start off a lap. McLaren, and that's going to be Razza. He's going to start a lap as well. And looks like Svenesa with a 118.204. And who else have we got? It's got TV8 Flo. He was the man that got the championship in his hands last season. And now he's got provisional pole in his hands. This first race, this first qualifying session of Season 4, 117.309 for the Mercedes. And he's got that provisional pole straight away. Stocky, his teammate there, will come across the line. What's it going to be for him? Stocky, he's got P3, 117.487. Only a couple of milliseconds, couple of thousandths off of Hound's lap time. And now you can just see, letting them all go by. Razza now, he'll come round the chicane. Worst part of the circuit. And now going into turn 11. So General Jake's ahead, but he has got a validation on his lap time, so we'll keep on Razza Gamer HD for now. Spikes down the throttle into this right-hander. Now into the left. Razza Gamer HD will come round the last turn. The McLaren spiking down that throttle. He'll come across the line. What's it going to be? It's a 118.642. Wheat across the line. He has invalidated his lap time. Seems like most people just have either finished their lap times or coming into the pits. And I was going to say for a second, I thought maybe Flo would have gone for another lap, which would have been quite cheeky. But he's not. And with only 5% ERS, General Jake's going to go for it here. Going into the chicane and onward. Here we go now. Into the left-hander. Now back over to the right, catches the curb on the outside, but he's definitely got it smoothly. But on the exit, he's got it all wrong. Took a bit of grass on that outside, going into the right-hander now, turn 11 of the circuit, spiking down that throttle onto the exit as soon as he can humanly possible. Now going into this left-hander, General Jake catches the curb, catches the grass on the outside. And that's a big mistake. Going into turn 13 of the circuit, General Jake comes across the line, a very messy and scruffy lap time. And, well, speaking of scruffy dub, he is out of the qualifying session. Did not notice that until right now. Lights out into the right hander. The Ferrari, he is just steaming past this, back straight now, and he'll go into the chicane. What can the Ferrari do? It's so easy to get it wrong. Will he get it just right? Into the left-hander, back over to the right, catch the curb on the exit. DRS wide open, going down into turn 11 now. It looks like the Alpine lets the Ferrari go by. As he enters turn 11, he exits turn 11. Night Owl goes into this right-hander. Now back over to the left. This is where General Jake messed up. Ferrari does not copy his mistake. And now Night Out will come round the last turn. Night Out. What's it going to be? It's going to be a 118.109. And that puts him P9. Midfield Maestro comes across the line with a 118.390. Gets him into P12. Bang into the left-hander. Bang, bang into the room. And now the Red Bull will go into this right-hander. Here we go then. Does the mistake of General Jake brush off of Bangs? It almost did. He almost caught the grass on the exit, on the outside, which would have compromised his exit. And Bang comes across the line with a 118.824. And now Stocky. I'm assuming this is just starting a lap, and it is. We'll keep on board with Stocky throughout all this lap. Why not? He is the last man I've ever commentated here in FRR that I commentated winning a championship. So why not? DRS wide open now for Stocky as he goes into this right-hander. Into the left. Don't catch the curb on the inside. Catch some on the outside. That's all right. And just very smooth for that right-hander. So satisfying to watch. From the Mercedes man. Used to call him the Ferrari man two seasons ago, sorry. But here we go then. Stocky is going to come into the chicane now. He's got everything to gain. Well, no, he's got everything to lose, nothing to get. Well, some to get, some to gain. But obviously, if he makes a mistake, everything to lose. He's currently got a podium spot. He's now looking to beat out his teammate's lap time of a 1:17.309. Has to improve by a tenth. We look up on the lap time on the right-hand side of our screens. No mistake. Going into the penultimate turn. Now into the last turn. Very difficult to hobble around the throttle. Spikes it down. Going on to the exit. Stocky comes across the line. It's an improvement, but it doesn't move him anywhere on the grid order. It keeps him into P3. And Flo has just come across the line to get around 2 tenths, 4 tenths even, on his lap time. A 1:17 dead. And that is an absolutely outrageous, fantastic, whatever you want to call it, lap. What a lap from Flo. It's over to Hound to see if he can challenge it. And he's going wide into the chicane. That's a big mistake from the Ferrari. And now Hound will go into the right-hander with a big mistake on the back of his shoulders, back of his hands. And you can see he abandons his lap after that huge mistake. Runs again HD now. Come round the last turn to finish off a lap. Oh, gets it all wrong on the exit of that last turn. Is an improvement? It is of 0.3, but still some gain to time. Yeah, did I really just say gain to time? Time to gain. Jesus. General Jake now. We'll see what he can do. He's got 800ths up on his lap time so far. Just needs to make sure that final Sector 3, the most technical sector of this circuit, is pinpoint perfect. And he might even get himself shot up into midfield territory. Potentially even top 5. 0.3 improvement. So this is looking really good from General Jake. DRS wide open as he comes across the chicane. Going into turn 11 now. What can the Alfa Romeo do? Takes a bit of that red curb on the inside. That does just hawk off a little bit of your time. Going into this left hand, this is where he made the mistake. He doesn't make that same foolish mistake. And now we'll come around the last turn. Very, very difficult to spike the throttle down early. But it looks like General Jake's done just that across the line. The Alfa Romeo with a 117.891. It's a 1 second improvement. And it gets him into P6. Oh, he's out! He's out of the qualifying session. Oh, God almighty. God. Well, let me go then. CRR. CRR. Tessa? I'm assuming Tessa. I'm going to call him Tessa. I don't know, though. TXer. I'm assuming that that's Texa. Top Gun now. He's got 200ths up on his lap time. DRS wide open. And now Top Gun will go into the left-hander. He's now bumped that up around 300ths on his improvement and into the chicane. He's got the exit pretty nice. Clean and tidy from Top Gun. Goes into the right-hander now, the AlphaTauri. Smooth, that is. It doesn't look like he's made any mistakes so far this lap. Sector 3 is where you're getting the most time. How much time has Top Gun gained? And is it enough to potentially get himself a P1? Oh, just a little bit of loose traction on the back end. On the exit of the last turn, but across the line. And Top Gun, he doesn't even improve from that mistake on that last turn. Ranger out. DRS wide open as he'll come across the line to start us off. And looks like Top Gun retires from the session. As is, well, Mika and also Stratford Dub. And also General Jake as well. But from one Alfa Romeo out of the session, we've got one trying to finish off a lap time right now into the right-hander. The Alfa Romeo goes zooming past. I mean, I went to Silverstone this weekend. The noise that these cars makes, it's unmatchable. Nevertheless, though, what can Ranger produce as he goes into the chicane? The Williams lets the Alfa Romeo go by. 0.3 up so far for Ranger. We'll see what it is. It's gone down by it's gone down 2/2. Just a lot of curb on the outside there, Ranger. You got to say, might not have been the best line through that chicane. And invalidation for Ranger going into turn 11. That's not good. But Vlad, the first man to set a lap time, he's now going to be one of the first men to set a lap time in the last wave of lap times. And now the Alpine will go through the right-hander. What can he produce? 1/10 up so far. This would put him into... I mean, I wouldn't even put him anywhere right now. He'd still be P5. He's got to gain at least 2/10 to get himself into P2. Which, by the way, look at that gap between P2 and P4. 44.3, 45.4, 4.90. Nevertheless, though, Vlad is still up on his lap time. Sector 3, this is where it all matters. This is where it counts. Into 10.11. Don't make the mistake that Ranger did. Don't take too much curb on the outside. And he's done just that. Into the right hand and now for Vlad. How much of an improvement is this going to be? That's the question. Round the last turn now for the Alpine. Spikes the throttle down. A little bit of loose traction on the exit. But nevertheless, Vlad across the line. Not even an improvement. Stocky now. Whoa, big mistake. Going into that left-hander. And now, that means he's got an invalidation on his lap time. Over to... He's 2/10 up! What is this? Unless that's just a bug on my screen. It's got to be a bug on my screen. There's no way this man's 2/10 up on his lap to get him into the 116s. There's no way. Yeah, never mind. Well, there we go then. What can he produce? Apparently we were expecting rain for the race. But here we go into the left-hander. Still 100th up on your lap time. Definitely not something to cry about. Into the right-hander now for TV8 Flow. Well, I gets it all wrong in turn 11, let's be honest. Definitely was not smooth handling on the exit of that turn. Invalidation now for TV8 Flow. Over to you, Hound. What have you done so far this lap? Let's have a look. DRS wide open as he just now enters Sector 3. This is where it all matters. Sector 3, the most technical part of this tricky Australian circuit. The Ferrari sweeps his car going into the right hand, but he's gone wide, too deep. He invalidates his lap time. Tessa will come around the last turn. Is it enough to potentially get him pole? No, it's not. And Hound, after invalidating his lap time going into the right-hander, it gifts TV8 Flow a deserved pole position. A 117.053, folks. That is lap of dreams. I think Ryan is just having a little panic attack in the corner. We'll leave him be. Well, let's take a look at what the Tier 1 chat's saying then. Well, don't know what Ranger's doing. Yeah, he's coming to the pit now. And that is it for your qualifying session, folks. We will now look over to the 29 laps here in Australia. Well, after a long-awaited wait, that is your qualifying session, folks, here at FRR. For the first round here in Season 4, TV8 Flow takes top spot with a 117.053. What a lap. And he beats out his competitor, Hound, if you can even call him that, in P2 by almost 4/10. What a lap that is. His teammate Stocky, though, in P3, and the rest of the grid are Tessa, Vlad, Top Gun, Razagamer, Anthony, General Jake, Sven Asa, Midfield Maestro, Fletch, Night Owl, Ranger, TG Wheat, Bang, Mitcha, Scruffy Dub, and also Crazy Griefer. Well then, rain is apparently expected. But the question is, will that rain arrive? We'll have to see. And will it arrive in time for, some good action on the track? But yet again, it's FRR. When isn't there good action on the track? Which is why you should follow us here on Twitch, YouTube, and also TikTok, all with the username Front Row Racing F1. Yeah. Well, here we go then, folks. 5 red lights. Green light, go, go, go. Here in FRR, the first round of Season 4. And Flo gets off to a good start, but Hound goes down the inside going into the first turn. And Flo is still side by side to impress with the Ferrari. And McLaren has to cut the track. And the Ferrari is now ahead of Flo going into the right hander. Flo sends it down the inside into the right hander. The Mercedes, can he still keep it stuck in there? No, he can't. He's still getting right close, right up to the back of Hand right now, going into the right-hander. Now you can just see Midfield Maestro with a time penalty for multiple warnings, even though we're about 2 turns into this race, ladies and gentlemen. But here's Flo now, ready to look for the move on the Ferrari man just ahead of him. Hound versus Flo here, right off the start, kick-starting us off here in FRR Season 4, just what we want to see. And Flo gets the overtake onto the straight, going into the chicane now. Hound maybe was looking for around the outside. Tessa was certainly looking for that inside line, but it was instantly cut out by Hound. And now going into turn 11 out of the circuit. Fletch will get a 3-second time penalty for Mons. Oh, big mistake by Flo on the exit, on the entry even, of turn 11. Hound has to slow down because of it. And Tessa, he's looking to seize the opportunity. 3 wide going into the left-hander now. The Ferrari having that inside line. The Aston Martin outside. Now the inside going into the last turn of the circuit. Naito with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Hound and Tessa still going to impress. Down the pit lane straight now they go. Into the first turn. The Aston Martin covers off the racing line to make sure he keeps the position. And Hound, what was looking so promising right off the start, going into the first turn, leading the GP even, he's now fallen down into P3. Well, will Hound go for it again? Will he use his ERS? Will he use enough to look for a move? Well, Top Gun will certainly get right up to the back of Vlad now. ERS being used. Can he take that outside line? No, he can't. But then look at Vlad. Look at the run down he's getting on Stocky just up ahead of him. ERS being used by multiple men in this DRS train. Well, it will become a DRS train next lap. But right now, Flo, he's just walking away with this. Just loving that battle between Hound and Tessa. And due to it, he's got himself his P1. And Top Gun, he's right onto the back of Vlad now. ERS being used. Flo with the fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far with the 121.023. Going into the first turn. Top Gun is still right onto the back of the Alpine. No, you can just see General Jake with an overtake. Nice little rhyming. I can just see Crazy Grief sent it down the inside of the Red Bull, going into the right hand, and now he's going to take that outside line, going around the outside onto the left, and he goes wide because of it, and it's a 3-second time penalty awarded to Crazy Griefer. Right off the bat here. DRS is introduced to us this very lap. We'll see how much of an effect it is, or effect it has. Won't have much effect on Flo, of course. Oh, that's an awful mistake on the exit of the chicane by Tessa. And now Howard will look to seize the opportunity. We'll take the outside line, but no, the Aston Martin instantly covers it off. And look at that. In a moment's notice, Flo has gained 3 tenths because of it. Big mistake by the Ferrari going into the right-hander. Luckily, no one's close enough to him to actually capitalise off of that. Now you can just see the Ferrari. We go. Oh, that's a big mistake by Tessa on the exit of the last turn, and he's lost 2 positions in one because of that mistake. And now you can just see in the background Top Gun getting a free position. He's not going to look for a move going into the apex. DRS now open, and it is for Vlad as well. He's going to send it down the inside on Stocky, going into the right hander now. Oh, a bit of contact going on to the exit, but still gets the overtake. Top Gun looking to follow the footsteps of, I believe that was Vlad. And now Tessa's looking to get an overtake as well. Some great battling here for P3. Oh, Pound is all over the place. And now here comes Vlad. He's going to look for that outside line. Are they going to go side by side going through the chicane? Surely not. Surely not. Oh, yes, it was not. it was not. That would have been too sketchy for FRR. DRS wide open now for Top Gun on Vlad. When he get close enough to look for an overtake, Stocky will if he can. Down the inside, he'll send it on the Ferrari. Just a bit optimistic from Stocky. Tessa, he's going to be looking to try and capitalise off of it. But he cannot. Anthony. Oh! All right then. All righty. Right, here comes Top Gun now. He's going to have that DRS going down into the first turn. Now you can just see that ERS being used by Vlad. It's just enough to keep him, or keep his P2 right now. And now Top Gun will get some DRS as well going into this right-hander. Will he send it down the inside on the Alpine? No, he won't. Into the left-hander. Now into the right. And 1/10 improvement so far with Top Gun. Crazy Grief have got some 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So does Scruffy Dub. Top Gun now, DRS wide open. Oh, Vlad, as he goes into the chicane. Round the outside, looking to go. Will they stay side by side going into the chicane? No, they won't. Did look like a little bit of an optical illusion, though. It did kind of look like they did go side by side through there, but of course they haven't. Otherwise, that would have been detrimental to their races. Crazy Grief for DNFs from the Australian GP, and that's going to be a safety car out on track. Looks like he DNF going into the chicane. That's where it's most difficult on this track, so you can understand it. This doesn't really help anybody. I mean, the whole runners especially. I mean, if you're on the mediums right now, you could come into the pits, and that's what Stocky's doing. Just all about nursing those tyres right up until the end. Quite difficult to do, so Stocky risking track position for potential gain towards the latter stages of the Grand Prix. We'll see if it works out for him. So, whilst the safety car is out, this is the perfect time for me to see what's going on into the Tier 1 chat. Absolutely nothing, or never mind. Hound is going to go ahead and type something in. Let's see what he says. Well, this is the perfect time to get yourself a little bit of a cheeky little snack, maybe some crisps or, cheeky little Coca-Cola. Just get you nice and settled down for tonight's Australian GP here live on FRR Front Row Racing. Follow us here on on Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube. Well, I'm just going to wait one more lap and we'll get going. Well, the restart here live on FRR occurring right now. And the last turn, and Flo has gone. He's gone. And Top Gun, he's going to look to chase him down going into that first turn, but he's not going to get close enough to look for an overtake. But Willie going down into the right-hander. Looks like nobody's going for a move down into that first turn, except for Micah maybe, but no, not even he. Went for a turn. Went for an overtake in the turn. Well, got Micah with the overtake on Scruff v Dub. I'm assuming going into the right-hander. And now Top Gun could get a run down on Flo going into the left-hand of the chicane even. Here we go then, folks. ERS being used by Top Gun. Will he get close enough to look for a move on Flo? No, he's going to stay behind. There's no way he's going to go for it there, especially in such a turn like that. ERS being used. Stocky looking to catch up to the cars up ahead. He's got that fresher tyres with those slick hards. Down the inside will go on Fletch. Going into the right-hander. The Mercedes. Does he cover? Oh, bit of contact. Going on to the exit, I'm sure Stocky apologises for that one. Definitely his mistake. Top Gun now. Still trying to look for this overtake. If he can just hang on to the back of Flo, it would mean that he could get an overtake very soon. And Night Owl could get an overtake very soon, on the Haas of Scruff v Dub's going to get a good exit. And now he's looking at that inside line. That's a great bit of manoeuvre from the Ferrari. Had that Haskar on skates. Sorry, Scruff. Love you, mate. Anthony with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And now Top Gun. Going to use that ERS. Maybe even DRS on the next lap, of course. I think his main aim is just to try and keep it under 1 second. And go for it with that DRS. Into the right hander now, Top Gun. Still quite close. Oh, well, I'll tell you who's very close. It's General Jake. Down the inside he goes. On the Williams of Fletch going into that right-hander. This is where Stocky got the overtake last lap around. And Stocky's going to get overtaken by the Williams this time round. But now, round the outside, General Jake's looking to go. Oh, there's contact between the two of them. And now the AlphaTauri just stalking all of this. He can't really say anything about it. He's just there. He's like, oh, hey, fellas. But now he's getting into the action. Going to go on to that inside line of Fletch. Going for a 2-for-1 like a Tesco meal deal. It's Vanessa. It's 3 wide going into the first turn. Oh, it's massive contact. The AlphaTauri's almost in the wall. The Williams as well. They've both gone off track. And now you can just see the... Oh, there's a little bit of a commotion going into the straight now. Top Guns has got a 3-second time penalty. It's all kicking it off here on lap 10. Oh my, oh my. An action for you here live on FRR Sports. But there we go, round the outside. Top Gun goes off flow going into the chicane. Easy peasy. And he'll nick that DRS going into the next turn of the circuit. Of course, turn 11. 10 laps into 29. Flo just needs to make sure he keeps it, sorry, give me a second. I can keep it in between the white lines, and if you can't do that, just stick behind. Make sure that gap does not increase to 3 seconds. They'll be all good. DRS now being used for Tessa. He's getting quite close to the Alpine of Vlad, but he's not going to go for a move. He is quite laggy though. General Jake with an overtake on Razagamer HD, but Razagamer in HD could come back at him here, looking for potentially a switchback manoeuvre. Whoa! Too eager to put down the throttle. And that's sometimes what you get. 1 second gap now between Flo and Top Gun. Because of ERS. I was going to say, for a second, I was getting a little bit skeptical. I was like, wait, what? Well, the best thing for everybody... Oh, here we go. Here comes Tessa. Look for the outside line now of the Alpine. But the Alpine looking for the outside line of the Ferrari. Vlad looking for around the outside. Odd Hound would have been a manoeuvre to right home about. But now he'll look for another manoeuvre. Have that inside line now. The Aston Martin looking to get in on this action. He's going to take that inside line. Odd Hound just about keeps his nose in there, but eventually has to pull out of it. And now, oh, here we go. Here comes Stocky. This could be 2 easy overtakes for the Mercedes man if he times this to perfection. Going into the last turn of the circuit now. Got that DRS. Going into turn 1 now. We go to helicopter cam. Stocky couldn't go for a move. But could Anthony go for a move? Well, bang! Inside line going down the inside. Anthony goes. Going into the first turn. Round the outside. And now here comes Stocky. He's got... Oh! There's a massive crash. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. That is an absolute almighty crash. Is that a safety car out on track? God almighty! What have I just seen? Somehow, there is no safety car out for that. And I'm sure Stocky's holding his hands up, saying I'm sorry. What on earth did I just see? Nevertheless, Tessa down the inside on Vlad. And that move is just completed straight away. No questions asked by Vlad. And into the pits goes Top Gun. Going to put on, those hard set compound tyres. And, well, oh, here we go. Top Gun into, oh, yeah, still in the pits. I thought he, like, spun or something. I completely forgot he was in the pits for a second. Vlad going into the right-hander now. We've got around 16 more laps of this Grand Prix. Vlad could still look for the move on the Aston Martin just up ahead of him. I don't think he will. You can just see Raz up, looking to get in on some of the action it. And, well, you can still see Top Gun now, after just pitting just a second ago. He's going to have that good grip, fresh grip, on these hard-set compound tyres. Going to look for around the outside now on the Haskell, going into the chicane. Are they going to stay side by side? Of course, they won't. Scruffy done with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. But General Jake's looking for a move on the AlphaTauri, but he's not going to get it right now. Still just keeping it between the white lines. It looks like... Look, what's happened to Tess? Oh, he's just pitted. It's the one thing that I keep on mistaking sometimes. If people have generally spun or they've pitted, is there going to be a spin or collision there between General Jake and Sven Asa, as General Jake just gets a clean pass onto the straight. He carries it out going into the apex. He's going to have that DRS. He's nixed that DRS. Oh! Flo's got a 3-second time penalty, which could be massive if Top Gun's strategy works. Going on to these hards, when Flo goes on to these mediums, where's he going to come out? Because if he comes out, like, I don't know, if he comes out just about level with him, he'll most likely keep the position because he's got the fresher mediums. But, oh, here we go. Sven Asa outside line now on General Jake going into the chicane. Don't do it, lads. Don't do it. They haven't done it. Just behind there, Raz also looking to get in on the action. And now here comes Top Gun. Gets one position on General Jake. Just like that. Easy peasy. Get me that position. Done and dusted. Both the AlphaTauris in P6 and P7 right now. If I'm Sven Asa, I'm letting my teammate go onto the straight. There's no point in me trying to battle with him or get in his way. He's clearly got a strategy to potentially get P1. I'm gonna let him go by. Do what you want, mate. That's what I do, and that is exactly what Sven Asa is going to do. Or he's just genuinely just slow onto the straight because he has no DRS. But here comes General Jake now, looking to spoil the plans of AlphaTauri. He's gonna take the overtake. Sorry, on Sven Asa, but he's not gonna have the grip to look for it anywhere near on Top Gun. That gap is now 1 second between two of them. Top Gun, just a man slicing through the field right now, doing whatever he can to get a position. Into the right-hander. Oh, big wobble on the exit by General Jake. And they're not going to go side by side through there. It's a bit risky. General Jake is on the skates, boys. And round the outside, Sven's looking to go. Oh, General Jake. Big mistake off the big mistake. Leads to catastrophe. Will there be a catastrophe? Yeah! They're 3 wide going onto the straight. And it looks like Sven Ace has got the better X out of every single one of those. Side by side potentially between the McLaren and the Alfa Romeo. No, it isn't. General Jake, does he have DRS? He does not have DRS. And now how's he going to look for a position here? Oh, General Jake going into the right-hander now. He's going to take that outside line on the Alfa Romeo, down the inside. The General Jake has to defend, but he can't defend it well. And at a moment's notice, he's down 3 positions. And it looks like into the pits now for Mika. But oh, here we go. Hound with the overtake on Razagame HD. Top Gun is just absolutely slicing through everyone. He is just a man on a mission, doing everything he can, but he has got that 3 second time penalty to worry about. He's got 6 seconds now up on his name. So, unless Vlo gets another 3 second time penalty, it looks unlikely. that he'll be able to win tonight's Grand Prix. But Hound, DRS now for the Ferrari. Can we finally see some side-by-side action through this again? I'd love to see it. Here we go. The Ferrari getting overtaken by the AlphaTauri, but the other Ferrari looking to overtake one AlphaTauri. No, this would be so cheeky. How looking for the switchback, but he's not going to get it. The better exit is handed over towards him because he's got that DRS going into the right hand and now round the outside. The Ferrari's looking to go here of the AlphaTauri. It's just a clean move, and the AlphaTauri makes a massive mistake onto the exit. And now Tessa, he's got free position. He could get another if he could get a good rundown on Rising Game HD. Well, he doesn't even need a rundown, does he? Just round the outside on the last turn. And Tessa, the Aston Martin, he's climbed up into P7 now. Now, looks like Scruffy Dub has DNF'd from the GP, and that's going to cause a safety car out on track. Where's he DNF'd? Looks like it's literally right on the straight. You could see it right there on Fletcher's onboard. And Anthony's caught a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. That's an odd one. Nevertheless, though, Stocky, he's got to be absolutely kicking himself. Pitted early, got onto those hards, but now look what's happened. Safety car's out on track. You're going to be absolutely stuffed in if everybody else pits, which they most likely will. This is the perfect time for Flo to pit. This is played right into his hands. Vlad as well also. You've got to admit, Vlad, this is perfect for Vlad as well. Well, here we go, into the pits for Flo and Vlad. Stocky, of course, having to stay out. Sven Ace with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Don't know how you get that under a safety car, but he's managed it. Well, let's see what FRR is saying in the chat then. Well, right now, Mercedes have a 1-2. If you're Flo, do you just try and defend and keep a 1-2, get a 3-second gap, hope for a mistake by everybody else in the midfield, get a 1-2 for your Constructors' Champion? But we'll see if that does happen or not. Just gonna wait next lap and we'll go racing once more. Where do we go then, folks? Safety car is in this lap. Let's take a look what happens off the restart. Mercedes 1-2 so far. They're going to be looking to try and keep that, but it's very difficult when Flo has that 3-second time penalty to his name. Hound is going to be shredding Stocky off the start. Stocky has got those worn-out hards, so it's a double whammy really. Time penalty and those hard-set compound tyres, which have already been used up quite a bit now in this Grand Prix. Stocky, though, is going to get us going. Comes round the penultimate turn. And Flo's got another 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That's 6. Don't know how you managed that under a safety car, but there you go. He's managed to find a way. Hound now going into the first turn. Looks like Flo's. He's having none of this 1-2 nonsense. He wants the victory himself. And now the Mercedes is going to go side by side through the right-hander now, around the outside. Flo goes to Stocky. Stocky doesn't really see a point, really, in battling, so he lets the man go by. There is rain. Yes, folks, you have seen that correctly. There is rain on the screen right now. Whether or not, quite literally whether or not people go on to some intermediate tyres. What is going on here? Hold on. What in Top Gun now could go side by side with Tessa going into the chicane. Side by side between the Aston Martin and the AlphaTauri here. And it looks like Tessa is just going to have to stay behind. It's a good clean overtake eventually. Be down the inside here. No. Nope. Good overtake by Top Gun. Well, looks like Raza will get an over. Oh, you can just see here we've got side-by-side action between Night Owl and Maiko going into the first turn now down the inside. Night Owl goes of the Williams, very brave under the brakes. And now look at this, the AlphaTauri looking to get in on the action. Svenesa will look for around the outside going into the right-hander now, very brave on the brakes. The AlphaTauri is still too oppressed going into the left-hander now. Good battling this is until Mick has been pushed wide. Stocky, he's been overtaken by Top Gun now. Right now, and Stocky gets a 3-second time penalty as well. Hound here. Take a look at his lap time. Hold on. He's got only 1 warning so far. He has been literally perfect throughout all of this race. So it's going to be very difficult for him to just... Oh, golly gee. It's a time penalty. Well, there we go then, folks. Mika gets an overtake on Vlad. I think Vlad actually lost 2 for 1. He's on those intermediate tyres. Very interesting. That's why he might be falling down position after position. Contact between Mika and also, of course, Vanessa. DRS is now enabled. Oh! It has stopped raining. Everyone puts on those intermediate tyres. Right as it said. DRS enabled. Wait, no, that's because it's the 3rd lap of the... frick. It's because it was the 3rd lap of the safety car, of course. So that's why the DRS was enabled. Nevertheless, though. Top Gun. Can I get close enough to look for the overtake? DRS can be wide open now. He's going to pull alongside with the Ferrari. He's now ahead of the Ferrari. Still raining. Everybody has gone into those intermediate tyres. They think that these will have a good effect until the end. Flo, Top Gun, and Hound all staying out. Unless they pit this lap, in case would be very unlucky for them. Yeah, you can see it's clearly time for intermediate tyres. There's no way you can last the rest of this Grand Prix with those slicks on. But Flo's going to try and do it. So is Top Gun. so it sounds. So now then, Vlad, within a moment's notice, is in contention here of winning this GP. Just need to keep his calm, keep his cool, close down that 7-second gap. Well, now that Hound is pitted, it's not going to be 7 seconds, is it? Gain 2 seconds in about, what, 6 laps. Easy. Still a little bit of light drizzle around the circuit. Tessa with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. This is getting quite interesting now, folks. So now you can just see Night Owl getting very close to Stocky here. Could look for a move down the inside, but he opts not to. Looking to maybe catch Stocky out. Into the right hander now. Looks like Vlad's actually not catching up that much. Over to Top Gun and Flo, even though they're on slicks. That's quite interesting. Hold on, folks. My controller batteries are low. Give me a second to plug some new in. Well, there we go then. Well, General Jake up the inside. Oh, Flo had to wave the flag. He had to say, "Do you know what? I'm coming into the pits now." I'm assuming so did Top Gun. Yes, I completely missed that because I had to change my batteries. And now Vlad is leading this Grand Prix by 5 seconds to General Jake. This, folks. Hold on, that is awful on the Twitch stream. I just literally put on the game volume. The volume. Here we go. Flo side by side now with General Jake, and he gets the move done round the outside. If you're General Jake right now, I don't think you're thinking, I need to overtake Flo. You're just thinking, I'll stick behind Flo, get my easy overtake, due to time penalties, and get myself a nice little cheeky PT. So then, Flo, he has just got a lot of pace, though, on these intermediate tyres. There's no denying it. And if Vlad is not careful, he could lose 9 seconds, to be honest. He's not been looking good on these tyres. We'll see what happens. Just looks like Sven Acer's quite close to the back of Razagamer HD now. Micah gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Micah gets another 3-second time penalty. But round the outside, Sven Acer's looking to go here. Of Razagamer HD. Now going into this right-hander now. And looks like Micah is he's having the worst time on these intermediates, folks. Hound, though, could get an overtake on General Jake. He's not been looking too good on these intermediate tyres either. ERS being used by Hound, and he does get the overtake completed. Smooth as you like, he's a smooth operator. Now you can just see that gap now to Vlad in just one lap has gone to under 1 second. I mean, listen. Stocky with a big mistake here. Oh, he's gone round again! That is crucial. And Stocky has gone down to P12. He's out of the points. Michael just says, I give up. And DNFs from the GP. 3 laps. And if Vlad's not careful,